right, good Wednesday morning, everybody. We are live on KENS 5, talking all things weather. First and foremost, the pollen count, it's improving. Molds are light at 190. Last couple of days, they've been fluctuating because of the rain that moved in Monday morning and a couple of storms in the area. But now we are clear, we're dry. We had a reinforcing air of shot of colder air. And now we're preparing for some very, very cold overnights. So get ready for that. And we'll talk all about that in detail right now. So we have an alert for Thursday morning. You can see between 4 a.m. and 9 a.m. is the possibility and potential at seeing a light freeze specifically in the hill country. Temperatures near 32. I don't think it's going to be a widespread freeze. And more importantly, it's not going to be a long, hard freeze. Probably max amount 30 minutes to an hour at or around 32 for Kerrville, Fredericksburg, Comfort, Mountain Home, anywhere in Kerr County, Kendall County, maybe up to Bernie and parts of Bandera County, near freezing tomorrow morning. That's the main takeaway. Cover your plants or bring them inside just in case if you have a whole garden in your back or front yard or any vegetation you're watching, more importantly. So again, that's tomorrow morning. Aside from that, it's clear. We have no rain in the forecast over the next 5 to 6 days, and it will be dry here in San Antonio. Right now we're in the 60s. This morning we were at 54 for an overnight low, 43 in Kerrville, the overnight temperature. So it's pretty cold in the hill country. I think there'll be about, 8 to 9 degrees colder tomorrow morning. So get ready. It's just going to continue to trend down for the next couple days in regarding overnight temperatures and morning lows. It was 55 in Gonzales this morning, 54 at Cotulle. We had 45 at Del Rio, surprising. Now temperatures are slow to recover because of a cold front, a reinforcing shot of colder air this morning. And now we're in the upper 50s in the hill country and mid 60s around San Antonio and the metro. I think we make it up to 68, 69, maybe 70 if we're lucky because of the cold front this morning. And that'll keep temperatures pretty cool and chilly over the next several hours here in San Antonio. Here's the overnight forecast, upper 60s near 70 today in the city, and then tomorrow morning we're dropping to about 41 to 42. This model says 42, but I think it's underestimating what could really happen. I think maybe even around the metro, Helotes, Universal City, Stinson may drop down to 39 to 40 when it's all said and done tomorrow morning, 6:30, 7 a.m. And with that being said, it'll be likely 5 to 10 degrees colder in the hill country. From Bernie to Fredericksburg, it says 39 to 38. But always these models underestimate what's going to happen. And I think it'll be probably around 32 to 33 for 30 minutes to an hour and then mid 30s through about, 8 a.m. or so. So again, tomorrow morning, cold, it will be the coldest morning since probably early March. It's been, since pretty much, late winter, early spring, we've seen these kind of temperatures from earlier this year. So it's been a while, so bundle up. Tomorrow morning you will need it. It'll be significantly colder than this morning here in San Antonio. If you have any questions, guys, I know you're watching, feel free to comment down below. If you have any questions about Thanksgiving travel, if you have weekend planned, we're going to go over all of that. But if you have any questions, feel free to join the conversation and comment down below. We're live on KENS 5 on Facebook and on other social media platforms as well. Good morning from Terry. Appreciate these updates. Absolutely. We got to update the forecast because, as you know, this time of year, it fluctuates pretty quickly. Sometimes it can be hot, sometimes it can be cold, and that affects a lot, right? It affects our daily lives. It affects the allergens as well. So we definitely love these constant daily updates. So thank you, Terry. Absolutely. We love to do it. We love to do it here at KENS 5. Okay, it's beautiful and clear outside. We are sunny. We are blue bonnet skies. It's clear. It's beautiful. It is perfect outside. 65 degrees, a northeast wind at about 12 miles an hour. Siegfried, light and cold. Yeah, it's a little chilly outside. Right now it's okay, but in the overnights and early mornings, that's when it's going to get really, really cold. For South Texas standards, right? I mean, if you're from Minnesota, if you're from the Northeast, if you're from the Northwest, 40s in the overnights to you might not be cold, but for San Antonio, for South Central Texas, it is certainly chilly to cold. We don't see it very often, so that's why whenever 40s or 30s are in the forecast for the overnights, we definitely prepare here in San Antonio. Melissa, good morning. How does weather look on Saturday in Corpus? I think it should be fine. High temperatures here in San Antonio on Saturday will be right around 77. So I imagine in Corpus Christi or anywhere along the Texas Gulf Coast, it'll be a few clouds overhead, mostly sunny this Saturday, and probably highs near Corpus, maybe 81 to 82 later on this weekend. So a little warmer towards the Texas coast, but overall weather will be looking great for Corpus Christi on Saturday and likely Sunday. It's not until, right before Thanksgiving it gets a little active. We'll show you that in a second. Cold front drops in next week, and that'll spark off a couple of showers, maybe an isolated storm. Rain chance right now, it's low, but that's when, again, the weather gets a little bit more active just before Thanksgiving, which is important because a lot of folks definitely travel across the state, across the country for the 1 or 2 days before the holiday. So, yeah, that's when it gets a little bit more active, and we'll talk about that in a second. Also, a little breezy today. Northerly winds behind this morning's cold front will gust up to 20, maybe 25 miles an hour. It's not, consistently windy, but it is a little breezy outside, so something to keep in mind. Also, something to note with these northerly winds, it drops the humidity values. This happens a lot in fall and winter. Whenever cold fronts move through, the air temperature drops, but also the humidity drops, and that can be a concern for fire weather. So if you can, avoid any outdoor burning. We're in drought. That's a big reason why it's a fire weather concern. Bexar County, Bandera County, Kendall County, Kirk County, all under extreme drought right now. We've seen decent rain, but not enough to get us out of drought in the last several months. And so far, October was extremely dry. November has been okay. We've been decent from earlier this month, but we're still in drought. We do need more rain. So dry weather, northerly winds, relative humidity values extremely low behind this morning's cold front will elevate our fire weather concerns. So avoid any type of outdoor burning. Be careful out there because these kind of conditions will be more conducive to embers jumping from spot to spot, fires spreading rapidly. So again, avoid any outdoor burning because it will be breezy, it'll be clear, and the air will be very dry today. Speaking of today, high near 69 to 70, going to be a beautiful afternoon under clear skies. A little breezy again, as you saw on those wind speeds. Here's a look at national temperatures. Obviously, here to Florida, it's a little bit more mild compared to more fall to winter-like air across the Northwest, and the higher elevations as well, right? So Denver at 36, Billings, Montana, 27. They're under freezing right now across the far northern tier of the country, and even colder the farther north you go into central Canada, into Alaska as well. Here's a look at Monday morning, so next Monday. This is a forecast model, so take it with a grain of salt, but this is what it may look like, likely will look like on Monday before Thanksgiving. If you're traveling to California, LA to San Francisco to maybe Las Vegas, this is where the weather will be a little bit more active, more rain moving through off a storm system off the west coast on Monday next week, just before Thanksgiving. We fast forward, we zoom into Texas. Most of the week will be fine. It'll be a little cloudy and sun peeking through, but between Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday is when we're pinpointing the possibility of another cold front dropping in. And with that being said, obviously cooler air behind it. Some models keep it in North Texas. This particular model has it pushing through San Antonio sometime Wednesday night. So sometime between Tuesday and Thursday is when it could push through San Antonio and South Central Texas, but also activate a couple of isolated showers, isolated storms. You can kind of see that on this forecast map. And I think rain and clouds linger through, Thanksgiving. This is Thursday, next Thursday, Thanksgiving Day. A little bit of rain around, but clearing skies. Again, forecast model 7-8 days out. A lot can change between now and then, but this is what it's saying at the moment. And it looks like we remain in this kind of cloudy, maybe spotty rain pattern through Friday and ultimately next weekend, so in the early parts of December. We'll see if that materializes. But right now, overall, dry conditions for Thanksgiving week, a little cooler behind a cold front, and that could touch off maybe 1 or 2 showers in the area on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday leading into Thanksgiving. So something to definitely keep in mind and watch out for. As a matter of fact, here's a look at the Thanksgiving forecast. On Wednesday before, if you're traveling, here in San Antonio, it should be mostly cloudy and dry, maybe a shower here and there. Afternoon temperatures go from the 70s to the 60s on Thanksgiving Day. So it's going to be a little cooler if that cold front materializes and verifies on that forecast model. And if you're traveling towards, let's say, Corpus, it's going to be a little warmer. Towards Amarillo or North Texas, it's going to be a little colder. Forecast highs in Amarillo, Lubbock, maybe Dallas and Fort Worth. A little cooler in the 50s and 60s as opposed to the 70s and 60s here in San Antonio. So again, small chance at a shower on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of next week leading into Thanksgiving. Aside from that, mostly dry for the rest of the week. So today's high 69 to 70, 71 Thursday. Tomorrow morning, the possibility at a light, very light freeze in the hill country, only dipping down to maybe 32, 33 for a brief amount of time, 30 minutes to an hour max. Rest of the day is clear. It's sunny, high near 71 for your Thursday, 75 Friday. This weekend is beautiful. I think Saturday will be the better half of the weekend, but Sunday will be awesome as well. 84 on Sunday afternoon, just a little warmer than November averages. 80s Monday and Tuesday next week, and then cooler air Wednesday, Thanksgiving Day, and Friday as another cold front drops in. And you can see it probably produces a couple of showers. Nothing all that impressive here in the area, but that is the forecast, and we have a small chance at rain leading into the holiday. And it looks like it clears out just in time for December 1st, December 2nd, and December 3rd. We have constant weather updates on our KENS 5 app. Download it free in the App Store today, guys. All our local meteorologists here at KENS 5, me, Paul, Bill, Maggie, Roxy, Jeremy Baker, we're constantly updating this on our KENS 5 app. So download it today if you want constant updates, not just with cold fronts, but with tropics, with severe weather, anything you need to know about the weather forecast. You'll have updates on the KENS 5 app. That's the forecast, guys. 70 today. If not, 68 to 69. It'll be cool all day long, breezy as well. Cold tomorrow morning, 40 to 39 in the city, but likely some mid to lower 30s for the hill country, Kerrville, Fredericksburg, Comfort. Heads up for anywhere in the hill country watching right now. Tomorrow morning will be cold. Watch out, bring in your pets, bring in your plants, cover your plants, just because it will be chilly to cold tomorrow morning, and likely going to see a few areas dip down to 32 for about 30 minutes to an hour tomorrow morning. This weekend, beautiful highs in the 70s and 80s on Saturday and Sunday. Make it a great week, guys. Have a great Wednesday and stay warm, as tomorrow morning will be the coldest morning since probably early March. So here comes the chilly air.